What's the most dangerous animal on the planet?
Sharks.
White people, when they feel uncomfortable.
Seems like, why can't they just have you can have a party to celebrate the strides people of color have made in all facets of life, including being elected to Congress, that like everyone can attend?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure they'll take that under advisement. And we should never have any specific parties or events to celebrate any discrete groups, not veterans, not people with physical impairments, not people who are celebrating St. Patrick's Day, not a Jewish celebration, not any discrete groups should ever have separate holiday parties or events in addition to the ones that are holistically celebrated.
Do you think a whites-only holiday party would generate some kind of backlash? I suspect that it would.
I think a Hanukkah event that had only white people,
Those
or a Celtic event that only...
creed-based events, not based on skin color.
We live in a country that has created a legal tiered hierarchy of a racist de jure system for the majority of the time that the country has existed. Only since my parents have been alive has that de jure system of segregation and apartheid with different laws for different people because of how they look been ended. And as a consequence, a lot of social and economic barriers still exist for people who are from those historically marginalized groups. And sometimes members of those groups who are still advocating in many instances for substantive equality because, again, those barriers only fell very recently, want to celebrate those accomplishments and their own accomplishments as a discrete group. That the ire seems to only be articulated when certain kinds of people get together, when those people are diverse racially as opposed to other discrete ethnic groups. We see this every year when there are complaints about a Caribbean Day parade, but not the violence and destruction that often comes around a St. Patrick's Day parade. If people really believe that Michelle Wu is a racist who treats white people badly, and is discriminating against them, they should take those charges very seriously and provide evidence of it.
I think we've had individual conversations with everyone so people understand that it was truly just an honest mistake that went out in typing the email field, and I look forward to celebrating with everyone at the holiday parties that we will have besides this one as well. So it is my intention that we can, again, be a city that lives our values and create space for all kinds of communities to come together.
The mayor apologizing for any confusion that the original email created.
But as I just said, I don't have any opposition to a themed event that celebrates the accomplishments of minorities or calls attention to the specific plight or history of a minority group. But doing it exclusively just for people of a certain skin color strikes a lot of people as a betrayal of the very norm we're trying to get to, where people aren't treated differently based on that reality. Okay, well.
So I wish Robbie would actually have a bit more of a spine, give a little more oomph in his statements, have a little bit more power in his words, because he's stating the most obvious true things humanly possible, but Briahna's just like, okay, no whites allowed though. And then he's like, oh, I guess we'll move on from the conversation since you're an anti-white racist too, Briahna, and I guess that makes it okay.
Anyway.
Robbie, if they had a women's group, no one would have complained. If they had emailed all of the women on the council and said we're having a ladies' holiday party, nobody would have complained.
Well, there are recognized differences between men and women. Men and women are different. Black people and white people are not.
Well, tell that to the government as of my mother's 5th birthday.
I don't. You just don't think this? Do you don't think this was a bad idea? You don't think this is an elected official? It's not embarrassing for her that, it's embarrassing, first of all, to send an email inviting a bunch of people to a party and then saying, sorry, the whites can't attend. That's obviously a screw up.
Yeah, I think anytime there's well, first of all, I don't understand why they couldn't have told everybody. I don't think it should have been a secret because there's nothing to be ashamed of. So it's embarrassing only because there was an effort, apparently, not to clue everybody into the existence of this party. But it's so laughable at this point. When I was at a law firm, first of all, none of the people of color wanted to be involved in any of this. The white heads of the law firm foisted responsibilities on those of us who weren't white, the very few of us who weren't white, to basically run these programs in these groups, often at the expense of the substantive work that we should have been doing.
Briahna Joy Gray immediately rushed to defend the racist mayor of the city of Boston. Briahna, no, you're wrong, you're incorrect, you're not even close. So what I love about this is that Briahna Joy Gray is incredibly disingenuous and incredibly dumb.
What's the most dangerous animal on the planet?
Sharks.
White people, when they feel uncomfortable.